On April 26, 2009, the Save Our Earth Conference 2009 was held in Seoul, South Korea and broadcast live on Supreme Master Television. This timely and informative event was organized by Mr. Chung Sung-hyun, the president of the Chung-Nyunsa Publishing Company. Chung-Nyunsa Publishing Company recently published the Korean edition of the #1 international best-selling book, The Birds in My Life, written by Supreme Master Ching Hai. The Korean edition also became an instant bestseller in Korea's largest bookstore chain, Kyobo Bookstore. Over 1,700 people attended the conference to find out more information about how to save our planet in this critical time of climate change. Attendees included concerned citizens, government officials, scientists, journalists, spiritual practitioners, artists, writers, and dignitaries such as Congressmen Lee Seok-hyun and Kang Chung-il, Mr. Jung Soon-gap, Executive Director of World Meteorological Organization, or WMO, which is a UN non-profit organization, Dr. Michael Bascombe, an animal telepathic communicator from Australia, Mr. Kim Yong-gyu, Commissioner of Gangwon Province Military Manpower Administration and former Brigadier General of the Korean Army, Mr. Young Ji-hyun, a renowned children's author and lecturer, Professor Choi Haeng-sik, Vice Chairman of Korean Law Association and Chairman of Global Warming Emergency Measures Committee, Mr. Na Yong-cheol, President of Ecology TV and Director of Korea Mass Media Club, Dada Sitarain Janananda, author and meditation teacher, Song Man-gyu, a famous painter renowned for his work of the Seom-jing River, and Mr. Ho Jun-hwang, composer. Supreme Master Ching Hai also accepted the invitation to attend the Save Our Earth Conference 2009 via video conference as guest of honor to share her insight and perspectives on the critical issue of climate change and the most effective solution, an animal-free diet. We now invite you to join us for the Save Our Earth Conference 2009, held on April 26, 2009 in Seoul, South Korea.
Next, we have Mr. Lee Young-jung, the policy chairperson of Jeju Coalition for Children's Health, the head of the Policy Research Team for Children's Health on the Presidential Commission for Sustainable Development, and former Secretary General of the People's Coalition for Children's Health.
Welcome, Mr. Lee.
아이들의 몸과 마음이 심각하게 병들고 있습니다. 칭하이 무상사께서는 이러한 문제를 포괄적으로 채식을 중심으로 하는 소박한 삶과 무생명과의 평화가 해결책이라고 말씀하시고 계십니다. 그 가르침을 잘 받겠고요. 전 세계 아이들의 건강을 위해 또 다른 지혜가 있으시면 말씀해 주시면 고맙겠습니다.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. We appreciate your concern for the children's health. I have a similar concern, and that is why I love it when I see the parents and schools provide more healthy food for the young students. As for the increasing problems you mentioned that are a result of the children's diet, I also agree with you. And one of the very most harmful is meat. Meat is, in reality, a concentrated toxin, basically. It contains all the ingredients you mentioned, such as the effect of pesticides, fertilizers, genetically modified feed, and chemicals, etc. Meat consumption is also being linked to more and more diseases. This is not even talking about the cruelty of animal torturing and massacring to make the meat for the human to consume. Milk products are also no good. Milk in some cases can cause a strong allergic reaction, such as skin rash or intestinal problems. It has also been scientifically known that milk products remove more calcium during digestion than they provide. We have been taught the contrary. But I believe it is only a matter of informing the adults so that they understand all of these effects. Parents do want the best for their children, so they just need to know about the harms so they can avoid it. In fact, many of the diseases you mentioned in your question are caused by meat, according to the latest research. Here are some of the damaging aspects of meat and dairy, just to list a few. Example, cured meats and fish increase leukemia in children, the risk of leukemia in children. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus. Blue tongue disease, E. coli, Salmonella, bird flu, mad cow disease, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk, pig's disease, plus newly appeared pig flu that kills and transmits from human to human, listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, preeclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile, disease hidden in healthy appearing livestock, etc. Obesity also is caused by meat. Worldwide, now 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. It's worse than war. If you need any of this information or more updated info, sir, please, we're happy to make it available for you by our association member, or please log on to www.suprememastertv.com. I hope the parents can understand that giving meat is not giving the best to their children. The best is to give the food that does not involve torturing, killing. This is the safest and most guarantee for good results, both spiritually and physically. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much for your enlightening answer, Master.
Thank you.
Next is Dr. Zhu Wan-Woong. He is chairman of International Moderation Association and chief of Korean branch of International Commission for Prevention of Alcoholism and Drug Dependency.
Welcome, Dr. Zhu.
예, 칭하이 여사님, 평소에 하나밖에 없는 지구를 살리기 위하여 미션과 패션과 비전을 가지시고 애쓰시는 모습에 늘 감동을 받고 있습니다. 근데 오늘 이렇게 장시간 조금도 지치지 않으시고 해박한 지식으로 다양한 질문에 답하시는 그 모습에 감동을 받습니다. 다 하늘이 주신 채식의 힘 때문이죠.
Wow, thank you.
This is the power from heaven. The power of vegetarianism. 저는 지금 금연, 금주, 마약 예방 운동 그리고 채식 운동을 하고 있습니다. 지구촌을 파괴시키는 주범인 육식 외에 사회의 골칫거리인 독성물질 술, 담배가 있습니다. 이런 독성물질들을 절제하는 것은 개인의 건강, 건전한 사회, 그리고 행복한 지구촌을 건설하는 데 매우 중요하다고 생각합니다. 금연, 금주, 사회를 만들기 위하여 가장 효과적인 대책이 있으시다고 하면 오늘 고견을 말씀해 주시면 대단히 감사하겠습니다. Thank you so much.
Kamsahamnida. All the smoke when I go out sometime make me cough, but still some people don't believe it. I agree with you, sir. We should ban all the smokes, all the alcohol, all the drugs, and all the meat as well. All the harmful things to our health and our moral standards. We should ban them all. I appreciate your vision, which I also share, sir, of a smoke-free, drug-free, alcohol-free, and meat-free society. I believe that it is possible, sir. Well, the last few years alone, we have seen new laws, such as smoking and alcohol bans, passed in different countries. So everywhere we go to restaurant now, we can breathe the clean air, huh? So with the scientific follow-up studies, it shows significant health improvements for the people. As far as what is the most effective way to create a smoke-free, alcohol-free society, I would say what you already know, that we first inform people of the harms, which are turning out to be more and more as research deepened. That, combined with things like raising taxes on the alcohol and cigarettes and limiting the times that they are sold, as well as not making them visible in the stores, all these things are helping and will continue to help. But you can tell your government by writing, by discussing, by talking, that I think ban them totally is the best for our health and the health of our children. If we can help in providing you with information that you could hand out, we would be happy to do so. Or you could also look to the www.suprememastertv.com for free download of all informations and updated info concerning these matters. The progress is slow, Dr. Joe, but I believe it will continue. Thank you for your enthusiasm, your concern about the health of the people, and your courage to speak out of what is right. God bless you. Buddha bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your soul awakening answer, Master.
Welcome.
Some of the tragic tolls of alcohol. 1.8 million alcohol-related deaths per year worldwide. Cost of alcohol-related illnesses, $186.4 billion in the United States, up to $210 to $665 billion globally. Disease. Higher amounts of alcohol increase the cancer risk. Even half a glass of wine daily increases the risk of mouth or throat cancer by 168%. Cancer of the liver, breast, colon. Liver disease, cardiovascular disease, metal toxicity, brain damage, amnesia and dementia, brain shrinkage, organ failure, heart, liver, kidneys, stomach, pancreas, eyes, birth defects, mental retardation, fetal alcohol syndrome, stunted growth, facial deformity, sudden infant death syndrome, miscarriage. Alcohol-related violence, child abuse, 50% of cases, violence toward loved ones, 30% of cases, violent acts, 40 to 80% of cases, suicides, 20 to 50% of cases. Plus more.
Some of the tragic tolls of tobacco.
5.4 million smoking-related deaths per year worldwide. Cost of smoking-related illnesses, $96 billion in the United States alone.
Speeds the aging process. Toxic residues of third-hand smoke.
Heart disease, coronary thrombosis, cerebral thrombosis, kidney failure.
Cancer. Lung cancer, esophagus cancer, kidneys cancer, bladder cancer.
Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, emphysema, bronchitis. Stroke. Impotence.
Additional harms for second-hand smoking, sudden infant death syndrome, infertility, miscarriages and premature deliveries, childhood asthma, bronchitis, ear infection, cleft lip or palate, hyperactivity and aggression in asthmatic boys, circulatory problems in women. Plus more.
Next, we have Professor Lee Jong-duk. She is Chief of the Home of Life and former Professor of Education in Dongduk University and former President of Korean Alliance for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
Welcome, Professor Lee.
안녕하세요. 한 10여 년 만에 뵙는 것 같아서 굉장히 반갑습니다. 저는 20년 가까이 유기동물, 버려진 동물들 그걸 돌보는 일을 해오면서 너무나 절절히 뼈저리게 가슴에 느껴온 것이 뭐냐면 우리나라 사람들 의식이 동물에 대해서나 식물에 대해서나 생명 존엄 의식이 많이 부족한 현실이라 그렇게 생각됐고 어떻게 하면 무생명에 대한 외경, 생명 외경에 대한 감성을 가슴에 사무치도록 느낄 수 있는 그런 국민이 될 수 있을지 하는 것이 항상 문제였었습니다. 그래서 스승님께 여쭙고 싶은 것은 물론 집단 무의식, 그러니까 인습에 대한 무의식적인 전수, 또 입맛 바꾸기가 얼마나 어려운가, 또 사람의 의식 수준을 바꾸기가 얼마나 어려운가 하는 것을 잘 알고 있으면서 스님께 질문을 이렇게 드리고 싶습니다. 어떻게 하면 사무치도록 생명에 대한 사랑의 감성을 올릴 수 있는 그런 방안이 있을 수 있을까요? 이 질문만 드리겠습니다.
Thank you, Professor Lee. Madam, on behalf of the animals, I thank you for your generous care, kind heart, and your courage. You are correct. It is difficult to change humans' consciousness, but it is possible. Many times it is because people do not know or have not been informed of the intelligence of animals, of their love, of the emotions that they share with humans. But we can help trying to provide people with the opportunity to experience for themselves the beautiful qualities of animals, our co-inhabitants, our neighbors. For example, one of the teachers in Korea had told me that she taught her students using my book, The Dogs in My Life. From there, the children learn to further remember and develop their already compassionate nature, to the point that they would not even think about eating their wonderful animal friend. And this approach does not require a lot of resources. We can also distribute the flyers and provide opportunities for people to be in direct contact with animals. Our association members can also provide you with leaflets that are already translated into Korean. We do what we can. We try our best to help the animals. The animals know also of your care and are grateful, Professor. With our planet already having reached the critical mass of vegetarianism, to be the diet of choice more and more in the future. People are becoming vegan, which is surely raising humans' collective noble consciousness to be more loving and kind towards all beings. So please have hope and pray, Professor. Once people stop the meat-eating habit, they will naturally develop a deeper reverence for all life and love for all things. Heaven bless you and your noble work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your enlightening answer, Master. Next up is Mr. Ryu Se-hyun, a renowned cultural event planner and president of Idea Playground Imagination Factory. He directed High Seoul Festival from 2003 to 2007.
예, 우선 긴 시간 동안에 정말 성의 있고 훌륭한 답변 감사드립니다. 저는 축제와 어떠한 지역 마케팅을 기반으로 한 문화기획을 하고 있는 유재현이라고 합니다. 저는 커다란 축제를 기획해서 그러는지 많은 사람들을 만납니다. 그렇기 때문에 지금과 같은 정말 좋은 이런 이야기들을 그 많은 사람들한테 전하고 싶다라는 생각이 많거든요. 특히 지구, 그리고 생명, 그리고 녹색에 대해서, 그리고 개인적으로 식물에 대해서 정말 좋아합니다. 이러한 녹색 생명 캠페인이라고 이렇게 말씀드릴 수 있는 이러한 부분들을 이렇게 전달하고 싶은 이런 기획자한테 이렇게 들려주실 수 있는 조언 혹시 있을까 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Thank you. Bravo, Mr. Rio. Bravo. It is wonderful to see that you wish to contribute in a more meaningful way and more powerful way through events that everyone enjoys. If you ask for my suggestion about a green campaign, I would of course say that the most important message is to be vegan. No animal products in our diet. With this message, you could do all kinds of things to help people understand. First of all, that they can also enjoy eating plant-based food. And by doing so, they benefit their own health and the health of the entire planet. Of course, you can also add other green elements, such as technology, recycling, eco-transportation, and so on and so forth. But since the most important action to actually save our planet is the vegetarian lifestyle, that is the message I would suggest first. We have to stay alive first before anything else. And the vegan diet will save our lives because it will save the ecology, it will save the planet. According to my knowledge, other ventures that have been successful in the green fields are also good at informing people about their principles. So you can also help by letting people know about the various issues and the alternative solutions that perhaps they did not think of before. For example, why is it important to eat organic fruits and organic vegetables? Or brown rice instead of white rice? For the global warming issue, our organization has a lot of material that has already been developed and researched, which you would be welcome to use in any way you wish. It's always available, free, on suprememastertv.com. The media is a very important part of the global warming message. Your events are media-based, so you have an opportunity for a key role in the solution. Everywhere you can just put the slogan, "Be Veg, Go Green, Save the Planet." That will also help a lot. Thank you again, Mr. Rio. And I wish you all the best in your green, noble endeavors. Heaven bless you abundantly.
Thank you so much for your considerate answer, Master.
Thank you.
European Parliament supports reducing meat to lower greenhouse gases.
Call vote. Vote is now open.
Reduce your meat consumption or stop eating meat totally.
During discussions on greenhouse gas reduction goals, the Climate Committee of the European Parliament officially recognized livestock's contribution to global warming and recommended a reduction of subsidies to the livestock industry to curb methane.
My name is Jens Holm. I'm a member of the European Parliament. Please, be veg, go green, save the planet.
Next is Professor Lee Suk-yeon. She is chairperson of Korean Vegetarian Association and professor of pharmacy school at Samyuk University. She is also the vice chairperson of Korea Slow Food Culture Center.
안녕하세요. 감사합니다.
Welcome.
오랫동안 이렇게 아름다운 이야기를 듣게 해주신 분들께 감사드립니다. 제 별명은 현미 전도사입니다. 지금 방금 전에 우리 칭하이님께서 현미 이야기를 처음으로 해주셨습니다. 우리가 이제 지구를 구하는 방법은 답이 나왔습니다. 칭하이님을 통해서 우리가 결국은 채식을 하지 않으면 지구는 구할 수 없다라는 답이 나왔습니다. 그래서 우리가 이제 채식을 하기로 이제 우리가 하는데 어떻게 그러면 빠르게 그리고 효과적으로 이 채식 운동을 전개해 나갈 수 있을런지 그에 대한 답을 좀 주셨으면 감사하겠고요. 그리고 이제 여사님은 어떻게 구체적인 현미 채식 생활을 하고 계신지 그걸 말씀해 주시면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. On the Supreme Master Television, we have made a tip of how to cook brown rice. But if you ask, I tell you, very simple. You cook usually like white rice, yeah? But it's best to soak the brown rice overnight or a few hours before cooking. And don't cook it too dry. A little bit soft and moist is better. It's not like white rice. It's a little bit harder. So it needs to be soaking and bring out the best from the brown rice before we cook. Yes, and then just give enough water. Like normal white rice, maybe. Then you try a couple of times. Yeah? Soak the brown rice before you cook. That is the secret. Soak overnight or many hours before you cook.
The second part of the question, our Vegetarian Association members are clearly aware that changing the diet not only enhances our health, but also helps to prevent global warming. Is there a good way to spread vegetarianism more rapidly and more effectively? I would appreciate it if you could kindly show us the way. Thank you.
You are just too humble, Dr. Lee. I think you know how, but thank you. Thank you, Professor, and your members for sharing this noble ideal of vegetarianism. We are ourselves now trying our best to promote the vegan diet as quickly as possible in order to save lives on the planet in time. Through our SOS flyer distribution, opening of vegan restaurants, internet connection, TV programs, and cooking shows, etc. This is at the grassroots level, which is effective and immediate, with individuals changing their dietary meat habit after they receive this information. So if you would like any of these materials for your group to use in your activities, you may freely obtain them anytime from suprememastertv.com, or please demand it from our association member nearby you in Korea or anywhere in the world. On a larger scale, if all media and governments lend their supporting hands to the meat-free cause, this vital message will be even more readily available for the public. So we continue to write to the leaders of the nations and call for a stop to meat production, to protect our future, to save our lives, to ensure our planet's survival for future generations. Please do your part. Thank you so much, Professor, and your members.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your answer, Master.
Welcome.
Next, we have Professor Jung Mi-suk at Changwon University and chairperson of Korean Ayurveda Academy.
만나서 반갑습니다. 저는 간단하게 질문할 건데요. 제가 질문하고자 하는 것에 대답은 거의 나온 걸로 알고 있지만 좀 더 구체적인 답을 얻고 싶어서 질문합니다. 채식을 하면 인간의 성향이 온순해지고 결국 비폭력적으로 간다는 건 아유르베다를 통해서 잘 알고 있습니다. 모든 인류가 완전한 채식을 한다면 지구온난화나 각종 지구의 재해를 예방할 수 있을까요? 그리고 인류가 모두 채식을 하더라도 생태계에 문제가 없을까요? 네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Yes, Professor Jeong. Welcome. To your first question, if humans become purely vegetarian, we would not be able to prevent the global warming at this time because it has already begun. But we would be able to stop it in its track in time so that it won't get worse and that we don't have a planetary runaway crisis, like what they call the irreversible point of no return. For the question about whether it would be a problem to our ecosystem if all people become vegetarian, it is the opposite, madam. The real problem to our environment is meat eating, the way we are doing now. All our planetary problems, including climate change, food crisis, soil erosion, pollution, etc., can be solved by turning to the organic vegan diet. We have all the evidence pointing toward this answer. We have proof. It's proven, and it is like that. We are now consuming meat and experiencing so many harmful effects. It is destroying our health, damaging our environment, endangering the lives of our animals, co-inhabitants, killing our noble human quality and our physical existence. According to the United Nations report, Livestock Long Shadow, raising animals for food is very detrimental to the ecosystem. Some examples as follows. Livestock occupies the single largest human-used sector area of land. Livestock is the cause for loss of 70% of previously forested land in the Amazon. Livestock is probably the largest source of water pollution from any industry. It causes dead zones, erosion, sediments, runoff, compact soils, etc. Livestock may well be the leading player in the reduction of biodiversity of our planet. So why not just try to make a change in the opposite direction to see if things will improve? It will improve It will be better, for sure. If we walk away from violence and hatred, we will meet peace and love awaiting our destination. If all humans became vegan, it will become a paradise on earth. We hope one day we will experience that paradise on earth in our lifetime. Professor Cheong. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your affirmative answer, Master.
Some of the diseases related to meat consumption and/or production. Swine flu. Cured meats and fish increase leukemia risk in children. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus, blue tongue disease. E. coli. Salmonella. Bird flu, mad cow disease, or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk. Pig's disease, or PMWS. Listeriosis. Shellfish poisoning. Preeclampsia. Campylobacter. Clostridium difficile. Diseases hidden in healthy appearing livestock. Some of the costs of meat eating. Infertility. Eating just one serving of meat per day increases the risk of women's infertility by 32%, with additional meat consumption increasing the risk. Heart disease. Over 17 million lives lost globally each year. Cost of cardiovascular disease is at least $1 trillion a year. Cancer. Over 1 million new colon cancer patients diagnosed each year. More than 600,000 colon cancer-related mortalities annually. In the United States alone, colon cancer treatment costs about $6.5 billion. Millions of people are newly diagnosed with other meat-related cancers every year. Diabetes. 246 million people are affected worldwide. An estimated $174 billion spent each year on treatment in just the United States. Obesity. Worldwide, 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. Environmental. Use up to 70% of clean water. Pollute most of the water bodies. Deforest the lungs of the earth. Uses up to 43% of the world's cereal. Uses up to 85% of the world's soy. Cause world hunger and wars. 80% cause of global warming. Plus more.
Some of the costs of milk consumption. Bacterial microbes, pesticides and enzymes found in cheese derived from the inner stomach linings of other animals. Up to 80% of the calories in cheese are from pure fat. Breast, prostate and testicular cancer from hormones present in milk. Listeria and Crohn's disease. Hormones and saturated fat leads to osteoporosis, obesity, diabetes and heart disease. Linked to higher incidences of multiple sclerosis. Classified as a major allergen. Lactose intolerance. Plus more.
Next, we have Mr. Song Man-gyu, a renowned painter who is known for his work of Samjin River.
Welcome, sir.
저는 강과 자연과 함께하고 있습니다. 그래서 제 화폭에는 이러한 그림들을 많이 담아내고 있습니다. 특히 맑음과 아름다움을 상징하는 섬진강을 주로 담아내고 있습니다. 선생님께서는 강과 산 등이 아주 높고 위대한 존재라고 말씀하셨습니다. 그런데 산을 파헤쳐내고 강의 댐을 만드는 이러한 인간들의 자연 개발에 대해서 어떻게 생각을 하시는지요? 그리고 대자연과 인간의 조화는 어떤 식으로 이루어져야 한다고 생각하고 계신지 물어보고 싶습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Yes, I ask myself the same question again and again, Mr. Song. I appreciate your question very much because I think many people ask the same question. Your question shows that you already have deep love and respect for nature. Many of the great spiritual masters such as Lao Tzu and Zhuangzi also consider nature as the embodiment of spiritual greatness. As far as harmonizing with nature, the best is if we adopt a lifestyle that we know will not harm anything in the natural world. This again is something that has been suggested by the great sages, such as Buddha and Jesus, and the Hindu principle of ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. So living in ahimsa means that we do not intentionally harm any sentient being. And the way we adopt ahimsa in everyday life is to, first of all, be vegan. No harming any sentient being. No causing them any suffering, nor taking away their life. We can even become more sensitive to this harmonious balance as some spiritual practices like Jainism have done, where we don't even eat the root vegetable because it harms beings such as the earthworm when it is dug up for harvest. But to start with vegetarian or vegan, meaning no animal products, is a great way to establish harmony with nature. And it is through this harmony that we can stop global warming and return the planet to a more original, pure state where all beings are comfortable and at peace with each other. Thank you for your caring and your love for nature.
Thank you so much for your enlightening answer, Master. Next, we have Ms. Penny Thompson, an Australian artist, writer, and teacher at Hongik University in Seoul.
Welcome.
Thank you, Master Ching Hai. Thank you for taking so much time for answering all our questions.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. One of the things I'm very concerned about, just as an ordinary citizen of this world, is the increased use of nuclear power. It's common nowadays for scientists and governments in the world to claim that nuclear power is in fact the only way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to solve the energy needs of our rapidly growing population and our increasingly materially developed society. It seems that to any intelligent, rational person, nuclear wastes are simply far too dangerous to be using that as a power source. So I'm wondering if you think that this is actually a totally wrong way of looking at the problem, that we should be using a very dangerous power source to deal with this exponential growth of material developments and human population. Maybe we should be going the other way and looking at simplifying our lives and our material needs and even drastically reducing population growth. I'd appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.
Good day, Ms. Thompson. How are you doing, Mike?
Good.
Thanks for your very enlightened and caring and very, very important question. Yes, you are right. Nuclear energy is not the all-solution answer. But if we are frugal and use less on materials, we can decrease some of our reliance on energy sources and reduce somewhat our greenhouse gas emissions. But as mentioned earlier, being vegan is the most frugal and the key to a more secure and stable world. With a halt to livestock raising, we will stop producing enormous amounts of methane, a gas which is 72 times more potent in heat-trapping qualities than CO2. Not only that, there are tremendous savings for precious resources and finance, of course. The resources are very, very, very precious, more than finance. Namely, for example, water. And growing food for human consumption uses vastly less energy than growing the food for animal feed, which is then consumed as meat later. Therefore, if we focus firstly on stopping meat consumption, then we will have time to develop sustainable energy sources, which could even be safer and greener than nuclear power. It will take too long to develop technology and test its efficacy and check whether it produces any harmful byproduct, you see. So we do not have much time now. I think we should encourage people to be vegan, and we will see so much new inventions in time, new technology that are beneficial and safe for our world. Right now, vegan is the solution. Everything else we can discuss later when we are still alive. Thank you, Ms. Penelope Thompson, for your concern.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your enlightening answer, Master.
Vegetarianism in religion.
The Baha'i Faith. Regarding the eating of animal flesh and abstinence therefrom, know thou of a certainty that, in the beginning of creation, God determined the food of every living being, and to eat contrary to that determination is not approved. Selections from the Baha'i writings of some aspects of health and healing.
Buddhism. All meats eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. Lankavatara Sutra.
Gaudai. The most important thing is to stop killing, because animals also have souls and understand like humans. If we kill and eat them, then we owe them a blood debt. Teachings of the Saints.
Christianity. Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, but God shall destroy both it and them. Holy Bible.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. Holy Bible.
Confucianism. All men have a mind which cannot bear to see the sufferings of others. The superior man, having seen the animals alive, cannot bear to see them die. Having heard their dying cries, he cannot bear to eat their flesh. Mencius. Essenes.
I am come to end the sacrifices and feasts of blood, and if ye cease not offering and eating of flesh and blood, the wrath of God shall not cease from you. Gospel of the Holy 12.
Hinduism. Since you cannot bring killed animals back to life, you are responsible for killing them. Therefore you are going to hell. There is no way for your deliverance. Adilila.
He who desires to augment his own flesh by eating the flesh of other creatures lives in misery in whatever species he may take his birth. Mahabharata anew.
Islam. Allah will not give mercy to anyone except those who give mercy to other creatures. Hadith.
Do not allow your stomachs to become graveyards of animals. Hadith.
Jainism. A true monk should not accept such food and drink as has been especially prepared for him involving the slaughter of living beings. Sutra Kritanga.
Judaism. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. Holy Bible. Blood meaning flesh.
Sikhism. Those mortals who consume marijuana, flesh and wine, no matter what pilgrimages, fasts and rituals they follow, they will all go to hell. Guru Granth Sahib.
Taoism. Do not go into the mountain to catch birds and nets, nor to the water to poison fishes and minnows. Do not butcher the ox that plows your field. Tract of the Quiet Way.
Tibetan Buddhism. The offering to the deities of meat obtained by killing animate beings is like offering a mother the flesh of her own child, and this is a grievous failure. The supreme path of discipleship.
Zoroastrianism. Those plants I, Ahura Mazda, or God, rain down upon the earth to bring food to the faithful and fodder to the beneficent cow. Avesta.
Everybody knows that vegetarian diet is good for our health and to save the planet. They will be awakening their own great, compassionate, loving self-nature, and then their level of consciousness will rise up automatically, and they will understand more than they ever did, and they'll be closer to heaven than what they are right now.
Next is Ms. Choi Young-soon, co-president of Incheon Green Korea. She received the Presidential Award and the Environmental Ministry Award for her environmental contribution.
Welcome, Ms. Choi.
예, 안녕하세요. 저는 인천 지역에서 환경 활동을 하고 있는 최용순이라고 합니다. 오늘 이렇게 화면으로 뵙게 돼서 반갑습니다. 저는 많은 사람들이 불을 위해서 환경을 파괴하고 그리고 더 많은 불을 축적하는 많은 그런 사례들을 봤습니다. 저희 인천에서 현재 진산이라고 불리는 그 계양산에 골프장을 만들기 위해서 그 한 건설회사가 집요하게 한 20년 동안 추진하고 있는 인천 시민들 86%가 반대하고 있는데도 불구하고 지금 현재도 그 골프장을 추진하고 있습니다. 심지어는 보호해야 되는 도룡뇽이라든지 여러 가지 또 맹꽁이라든지 희귀식물이 많이 살고 있는데도 불구하고 그걸 파괴하고 죽여가면서까지 골프장을 건설하기 위해서 애쓰는 모습을 보면서 굉장히 가슴 아파하고 있습니다. 그래서 저는 무엇보다도 사람이 동물들하고 같이 생명이 있다는 것을 인지하게 되면 혹시 그런 파괴하는 이런 행동들이 좀 줄어들지 않을까 생각해서 동물들하고 지금 현재 아까 박사님 말씀하셨지만 대화가 통하고 의사를 알 수 있고 의사소통이 된다고 하면 굉장히 좋은 일이라고 생각을 합니다. 그럼 동물들하고 대화가 시작은 됐지만 혹시 식물들하고도 의사소통이 가능하신지 여쭤보고 싶고요. 그게 가능하다면 저희들 같은 보통 사람들도 어떤 수련을 통해서라도 가능한지 방법이 있으면 알려주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 그리고 언론에 따르면 전 세계 곳곳에서 재앙이 많이 일어나고 있는데 그때마다 그 재앙을 알려주는 게 동물들이라고 합니다. 동물들의 이동을 보면서 재앙을 제일 먼저 알 수 있다고 하는데 우리 동식물이 의사소통이 된다고 하면 굉장히 인간들한테도 좋은 유익한 일이 되지 않을까 생각하는데 어떤 생각을 가지고 계신지 말씀해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 고맙습니다.
감사합니다. Yes, you're right, Ms. Choi. The thing about disasters is that they are largely caused by humans. Thus, humans are also able to reverse the conditions from which disasters are born. Then no need for the plants or the animals to warn us. But of course you can communicate to the animals or the plants if you want. But we have to calm our mind first. Our mind is too preoccupied, too crowded by problems, anxieties, and many other things, necessary or unnecessary. So we cannot hear the animals or the plants. It is true that I could communicate with the animals and the plants as well. Not that I deliberately seek the communication for fun or just for chatting. Sometimes they just come to me to warn me of some event, to try to protect me from danger, or warn me from some unfavorable situation of people or asking me for help. Now, everybody can do that, but first we must calm our mind. And in order to have the communication with the plants or the trees or the animals, first we must learn to protect them. Then we can be like friends, because friends trust friends. If we don't have this trust between ourselves and the environment, the trees, the plants, and the animals, through our protecting attitudes, yes, then it's more difficult to have a conversation with them. It's like family members, or neighbors or friends. If we have a good relationship between us, then we communicate well. Otherwise, we don't even want to think of that person because it's so scary to us or so untrustworthy to us. How would we even have a conversation with them? So, in order to communicate with plants or trees or animals, we must also be their friends first. You see? So being vegetarian means being a friend of nature. For example, right now I try to avoid even killing plants or flowers. I take only the fruits that they're willing to offer. The fruit will not harm the plant, and the seed will continue to have other plants or other trees if we plant it from the seed. So the vegetarian diet is a very good way to begin to try to communicate with nature and animals on a high level. And it is very crucial right now to halt global warming because of the methane gas, but also on a deeper level to halt the suffering and killing of our co-inhabitants, the animals, and in turn, consequently, killing also plants and trees and the environment. In the law of the physical universe is a principle known as cause and effect. If we kill, we have to expect the same in return. So all this slaughter, massacring of the animals has an effect on us, sometimes quicker, sometimes slower. The effect we're seeing right now are the disasters that happen around our planet. But since they are entirely avoidable, what we need to do is to focus on the real solution and take the reverse action, meaning be vegan, go green, and save our planet. Thank you for your very interesting question.
Thank you so much for your life-saving answer. Thank you, Master.
You're welcome, love.
Next, we have Ms. Kim Kyung-young, President of Rami Land Environment Development Research Center.
Hello, Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Welcome, Madam.
My job is environment designer. Therefore, I did environment design for just human beings.
Yes.
10 years ago, I translated and published Urban Design with Plantful Nature. In Korean, 자연이 풍부한 도시 만들기. In this book, even though for small insects, it is very important to preserve shelters. Therefore, I agree with you, and for me, this is very wonderful meeting. I heard that the birds in my life had already become a bestseller in a number of countries, including Korea. Do you feel a change of consciousness in people as your bestseller book are read widely? I think you must have had a motive for writing this book. I wonder how much this motive has had an effect on reality so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Kim. And congratulations on your work I wrote the books, The Birds in My Life, The Dogs in My Life, and The Noble Wilds, purely with the motive to share the animals' love, intelligence, and their message with humans. Their capacity to love unconditionally and to forgive completely is truly amazing. When adults and children read this book, I think their hearts will be more open to the kindness and loving nature of animals, and thus they will be closer to their own loving and kind nature of humans themselves, because we humans all have this quality of loving and kindness and compassion. So to rekindle this loving kindness quality in human, I wrote this book. Or to make their loving kindness quality develop even more, or more remembered and more acted upon. So after they read this book, I think they will understand that animals are our kindred spirit and will not want to harm them or kill them or eat them in any way, because they are our beautiful friends. As more people adopt a compassionate vegan diet with the intention of protecting animals and saving the planet, their noble qualities self are developed, and this does help raise the consciousness level of the world. But of course, it is not only through my books alone, but along with our association SOS flyer distribution, all the environmental groups' efforts, and the media and the government's eco-policies and the scientific research evidence offered by the scientists and groups and individuals, etc., all these have brought about this shift in people's awareness. Thank you for your very, very loving question. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your benevolent answer, Master.
Some of the benefits of a vegetarian diet: lowers blood pressure, lowers cholesterol levels, reduces type 2 diabetes, prevents stroke conditions, reverses atherosclerosis, reduces heart disease risk 50%, reduces heart surgery risk 80%, prevents many forms of cancer, stronger immune system, increases life expectancy up to 15 years, higher IQ, conserves up to 70% clean water, saves 80% of the cleared Amazonian rainforest from animal grazing. A solution for world hunger. Free up 3.4 billion hectares of land. Free up 760 million tons of grain every year, half the world's grain supply. Consumes 1/3 fossil fuels of those used for meat production. Reduces pollution from untreated animal waste. Maintains cleaner air. Saves 4.5 tons of emissions per U.S. household per year. Stop 80% of global warming, plus more.
Save your life. Be veg. Go green.
The next question comes from Mr. Oh Sang-yoon, a freshman at Gyeonggi University. He submitted this question through the website of this conference.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, freshman. Congratulations.
Thank you. 제가 환경을 위해 그리고 하나님을 위해 할 수 있는 일이 무엇입니까? 아니, 해야 하는 일이 무엇입니까? 분명 하나님과 깊은 교류를 하시는 스승님께서는 저에게 큰 조언을 해주실 것이라 믿습니다. 매 순간마다 저를 쓰시는 하나님의 계획이 궁금합니다. 이 갈증을 해결해 주신다면 정말 고맙겠습니다. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. O, I'm very touched by your sincerity and your purity of heart. You follow your pure heart and you will know what God wants from you, what the divine plan is. Do anything you desire to do or inspired to do, as long as it does not harm any others, but do things that are good for them and good for yourself. Anything good, you do it right away, as soon as possible. Anything bad, you avoid it at all costs. That's very simple. I think God would advise you to do that. Do good things, avoid bad deeds. As you have heard already today, that the solution, the action we should take right now, the most simple and immediate, is we adopt the vegan diet for ourselves and encourage others to do it. If you wish to truly communicate deeply with God yourself, then there are many forms of spiritual meditation. For example, we practice the Kuan Yin method of meditation, which will allow you to communicate with God and listen to God's direction in silence and see God's light to know where we're going. You will be connected to your inner real self, and that power of your own great self will guide you in your daily life, because your great self is part of God. I wish you all the best with your college career, your graduation, your girlfriend perhaps, your future, your business later on, and your green endeavor to save the world, because you are young and you are powerful. When we're young, we can do everything. We can level mountains, we can dry the river, we can refill it again, we can make mountains, we can make river, we can make the world, we can save the world. Good luck, and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your enlightening answer, Master.
Welcome.
Next, we have Professor Park Chun-seo of Alternative Medicine Graduate School at Gyeonggi University.
Welcome, Professor Park.
네, 반갑습니다. 그 환경 문제의 발생 원인은 경제 성장이라든지 환경 변화, 인구 증가, 지역 개발, 도시 개발, 과학 기술의 발달 등 종합적인 것이라고 생각을 합니다. 그런데 이제 선생님께서는 주로 채식 운동으로 모든 것이 다 해결되는 것으로 저희들한테 지금 메시지를 주고 계시는데요. 이와 같은 문제들의 발생 원인을 더 구체적으로 접근하는 방법을 알려주시면 감사하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다, Professor. Yes, Professor Park, thank you for your concerns. You see, up to now, I have almost answered your question. Even though the problems of the environment are many, they all come from more or less one single source. That is the meat industry. So, vegetarianism is the first step, and maybe the one step. As mentioned previously today, the methane gas will be removed from the atmosphere entirely by human being vegan. This will have an effect on all other things that you have mentioned. The economy, population, food, and land problems are related to the meat diet. For example, so much land has to be cleared to provide grazing pastures or to plant feed for livestock, whereas that land could be used to produce organic vegetables and grains that could feed the world over and heal humans' health, saving enormous costs. That would already solve the hunger and economy problem. Once we have returned to a vegan lifestyle, this planet has a chance to restore the balance and regain health and become an Eden again. Beneficial technology can abound then, not only for our well-being, but that of the animals, the planet, and our souls. Right now, it's urgent. We have to stop global warming in order to survive first. So vegan is the only solution for immediate overall effect for all problems of the environmental, survival, health, economy, etc. on our planet. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your answer. The next is from Mr. Yoon Sung-jun, President of IPK, an energy recycling company.
Welcome, Mr. Yoon.
I am happy to see you.
I'm happy too.
I am in charge of a recycle company. Everyone is worried about global warming, but maybe it can be also a good opportunity to create new value of society and life.
Yes.
We may recognize the importance of resources of the earth, recycle well, and find new energy solution. Supreme Master Ching Hai, do you expect that global warming can be a good opportunity to change the planet and bring about positive results?
Sure. Sure, Mr. Yoon. Thank you for your optimistic view. I also feel the same. Yes. I do believe that our planet is on the threshold of constructive change, like you have said, for the better of all inhabitants, including animals and trees and plants. If we take this opportunity to work together in changing our bad habits, like the meat eating, the drug taking, the cigarette smoking, the alcohol abusing, then in the same way that many nations have stopped the smoking habit, we can unite as one in immediately bearing witness to the great and miraculous change that will take place on our planet. As we walk the virtuous way, return to our gentle and good, compassionate nature, there will only be peace, harmony, and love that will greet us on our path. I am waiting for that moment when all live in peace and harmony, and retaining our compassionate, noble quality, which is a part of God. Because we are children of God. We are the children of the Buddha. Thank you, sir, for your optimism.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your enlightening answer. Next, Dr. Park Byung-sang, Chief of Incheon Ecology Lab, would like to ask the next question. He has written many books and articles about environmental protection and has been actively working as an environmentalist.
Welcome, Dr. Park.
Thank you. 네, 반갑습니다. 저는 환경운동하는 박병상이라고 합니다. 기후변화를 막기 위해 채식을 권장하는 취지에 많은 소비자에게 인식시키는 일이 매우 시급하다는 데 동의합니다. 다만 채식이 제철 제고장에서 유기농업으로 재배한 농산물이라야 기후변화에 긍정적으로 기여하리라 믿습니다. 석유를 과다하게 소비하는 농산물이 수출 경쟁에 대하여 선생님께서는 어떻게 생각하시는지 궁금합니다. 감사합니다.
Yes, thank you also, Dr. Park. I definitely agree with you that it is important to eat from local, organic, vegan products. That is the best for our health and for our planet. But remarkably, eating vegan, and especially organic vegan, represents such an incredible savings for the planet that eating local is not really as important. But of course, the food that are grown nearby is better and fresher all the time. That we should choose if we can. A study conducted recently in Germany showed that the emissions of a meat eater over a 1 year period were equivalent to driving a mid-sized car 4,758 kilometers. Like almost 3,000 miles per year. By contrast, a vegetarian diet was found to reduce these emissions by half. Moreover, an animal-free vegan diet produced less than 1/7 the greenhouse gases, representing an emissions saving of 86% by being vegan. But if you are an organic vegan person, then your diet was calculated at a 94% less emission. So we save 94% the pollution for the planet. While we of course want to minimize emissions to be green overall, they are not as much compared to the heat trapping effects of greenhouse gases caused by the meat industry itself. So please, just be vegan, plant organic, and save the planet. Thank you, sir. Dr. Park. Just be an organic vegan, then you reduce 94% emission of pollution for the planet. 94%. So we could still drive our car until we have better cars. We could still fly our airplane until we develop a better technology. Just be vegan. Everything else stay almost the same until we can invent something better. And we are safe. If we are all vegans, the planet is saved and our lives will be saved. Our generation in the future will be saved. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Please be vegan. Organic vegan.
Thank you so much, Master. Our last question is from Mr. Yogi Daniel, a well-known figure in the entertainment industry in Korea. He is the producer and CEO of Yogi Daniel World of Entertainment.
Interesting. Welcome, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you for your time.
How are you?
I am doing good, thank you. My name is Yogi Daniel.
Yes.
Actually, I am Korean citizen.
Nice name.
But originally, I am from Iran.
Oh, you are. I know many of your co-citizens.
Yes. Well, I'm doing the entertainment business in Las Vegas and Korea.
Good business?
Yes, very good business.
Yeah?
Yes.
Congratulations.
I'm lucky, probably. I'm lucky.
Allah bless you so much.
Yes. I have a question about meditation. Actually, my background is yoga master. I believe that I'm the first person from 25 years ago, I bring the yoga to Korea. That's why the people understand a little bit about yoga.
Oh, very good. Very good.
And I do the meditation. But this is, for me, very important to ask you about the meditation of the animals.
Yes.
Which I saw your book, Bird Meditate on God. It's very surprised. It's very surprised. Did you teach them meditation or animal do meditation by themselves? The second question is, the bird talk about God. How did they recognize God? And do all animals know the God?
Yes, Mr. Daniel, I will surprise you again. All your questions, I will answer in the affirmative. Yes, 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 and yes. They know God more than we do, unfortunately. They know nothing but God. They rely on nothing but God. They love nothing more than God. They communicate with none but God. I mean inner a higher, deeper communication, but with God. They don't talk about God, sorry, because they all know God. They love God. And the talk that you mentioned about, is they do talk, but I mean, they just be one with God. They just be with God all the time. So they don't actually talk about God the way we go to the church and discuss about God, like God should be this, God would be that. They just know God. They love God. And God loves them so much, so much, so much. That's why if we hurt the animals, we hurt ourselves, because we also part of God. Just like my fingers here, 5. If I break one of it, I will be in pain. The thing is, our mind have been desensitized by chemicals, products, by drug, by alcohol, by meat, whatever, and by the pollution of the world, that we do not remember who we are that clearly, the way animals do. Also because we're too busy with worldly activities and we are engrossed in it. We're so interested in all these toys that we have forgotten our origin, which is a part of God. But the animals, they are more focused. They're born with the love from God. They're born with the prayer for God. That's why the little swan, first day, just crack out of the egg. He come down, swim immediately, and nip some vegetable that his father showed him. First day already, I saw it. The ducks are also the same. Yes, and the chicken also, when he first come out, he shake his feather a little bit, then go about his business already. We humans, unfortunately, have not such ability. But fortunately, we also are endowed with more complex nature of the senses. Therefore, we are more able to do things. And we have more choice. Yes, we can choose to be good or we can choose to be not good. Animals, they have no choice. They are only good. In the case that you asked, I do not teach them meditation per se, because I know they meditate anyway, and they meditate with me as well. I only teach human meditation because we humans need meditation. The animals don't need it. They are always in God's awareness. That is the privilege of being animals, but we always think we are better. Yes, we are better in many ways, but not in that way. So the animal in the wild even, they meditate all the time. You know, while they're eating, they also know in God. While they're sleeping, they know God. They're always in God awareness. My animals, for example, the birds and the dogs, they meditate when they want, even midday or midnight or whenever, you know. I just remind them, or probably remind myself of God. So at night, before they sleep, or whenever we're together, sometime I sing to them. At night, you know, to sleep, like, remember God, you are divine, you're beautiful, something like that. You know my song, like, good night, sweetheart, wonderful friends, beloved of God, love of heavens, remember God, you are divine. Have a sweet dream, remember God. That's it. That's all I teach him.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Master.
They do know what God is, Mr. Yogi Daniel, and that is for sure. I can guarantee they know more of God than we do. Yes, they're so lovely because they know God. That's why animals are so forgiving and so happy all the time. You see, if you have dogs, you know it. You scold him or tell him something, and in a few seconds you say, hey, come here, and then he come wagging happy like nothing ever happened between you. Yes, birds also like that. They're always happy when they see me or anyone nearby. or dogs even. They say, come here, dogs, good dogs. Yeah, or come here, whoever, they call the names. So happy all the time. Yes, I never saw a bird not happy in my presence. Whenever I see them, they're happy. Whenever I see the dogs, there's nothing but love and happiness. Even when they're sleeping, I feel the love coming through their paw, through their hair, through their feather. Oh, I just could stand there and watch them all the time and enjoying this emission of love from them. Because this is really beautiful. Thank you, sir, for loving the animals and your interesting question. Good luck to your business. Be veg, go green.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We thank you very much for sharing your valuable insights and encouragement with all of us today. It has been a wonderful occasion for us. It feels as if you are here in Korea again.
Thank you.
Master, it will be a great honor for you to share some closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such a hard work behind the scene, and thank you, everyone. What a Sunday. I'm very touched with all your hard work, and I would like to thank Mr. Chung Sung-Hyun, President of the Chung Yun-Sha Publishing Company, and all involved, members and non-members alike, in organizing this important, beautiful, meaningful event. Thank you. Also, members of the National Assembly and members of Congress, Mr. Jung Sun-gak, former administrator of the Korea Meteorological Administration. Thank you also, Dr. Michael Bascom. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Doctor. Australian Mike, yes. Animal telepathic communicator, you are amazing. Thank your host also for sharing his thought with us. And thank you, members of Congress and members of National Assembly again, and members of the media, of course, members of the government. Thank you all, the scientists even, and the researchers for offering their results of their diligent research, finding for the benefit of the world. And I thank you all for coming today and showing your care, your love for the planet. I thank you, your esteemed country, and your wish to preserve the planet for future generations. Thank you all, whose special love extends to the animals, our precious co-inhabitants. My deep appreciation also to your country's Ministry of the Environment for her support, gracious support of this conference and their tireless earth-saving endeavors. I am really touched by your concern and being here today, and by your thoughtful and intelligent questions. I'm very honored to be a part of this worthy conference and to be in the presence of so many caring and loving, hard-working saints, living saints, walking, breathing saints. You are truly saints. You are truly great souls whose loving kindness and caring deeds will be recognized by heaven. We all need to act now to save our lives and those of future generations. I am sure that with the strength and constructive actions of the people here today and the people who will influence in the society, that your country's future will indeed be bright, and the planet's future also will be bright. Thank you all again. God bless you so much. God bless us all. Be veg, go green. Save the planet. God bless Korea. Buddha bless Korea.
Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Thank you.
Thank you all the wonderful members of our audience here and viewers around the world. We hope you've enjoyed today's informative program. May love and light guide you with a new awareness. And remember, be veg.
Go green.
And
save the planet. Yeah. Yes, we can. Yes, we do. Thank you again. Buddha bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, Master. We're very humbled.
We love you. We love you, Master.
God bless you.
네, 오늘 평소에 제가 늘 생각하는 것을 구체적으로 실천하고 있고 이런 운동을 세계적으로 펼치는 걸 보고 많이 감동을 받았어요. 늘 이 얘기를 하실 때마다 채식하고 지구를 살리자 이 말을 꼭 빠뜨리지 않고 하시는 걸 보고 뭔가 큰 뜻을 가진 사람들은 몸에 배구나 하는 생각을 했어요. 오늘 끝날 때까지 제가 계속 지켜봤는데요. 이 일은 이제 자기 자신부터 실천을 하고 또 모범을 보이면서 많은 사람들에게 알려야 되겠다는 생각을 했습니다.
I believe that this is a great conference and I really enjoyed it. This is my very first time at this conference. When I'm asking to master this question, I was thinking maybe we human only the meditation and also talking with God. But today I learned something else, which is that she mentioned it. She didn't teach to the bird meditation, but the bird can be meditation and can talk with God. Human can talk with God, also animals can talk with God. And this is for me a second surprise. The food is absolutely different and all is vegetarian but look like a meat. Unbelievable. This is great. I think this is a great opportunity for human. Everybody can become a vegetarian, and if it's like that, I become a vegetarian from today. You know, is unbelievable. I really enjoy the food. This food is not meat, is bean. It's great. I like to say to our Korean people, do meditation and don't kill the animals and be kindly to animals. And be peaceful with yourself, which if you respect yourself and be peaceful with yourself, and you can bring the peaceful for the world.
하나밖에 없는 지구. 그리고 우리 후손들에게 참 아름답게 남겨져야 될 이 지구를 살리기 위하여 우리 슈프림 마스터 샹하이 여사님께서 너무나 훌륭한 일을 많이 하고 계시는데 이 운동이 신속히 전 세계적으로 전개돼요. 정말 낭떠러지 벼랑에 놓여 있는 지구가 다시 한번 새 생명으로 회복되는 귀한 역사가 일어날 줄로 생각합니다. 채식만 해도 현재 94% 지구 온난화를 막을 수 있다. 그래서 여기에 참석하신 모든 분들이 정말 사명감을 가지고 이 채식 운동을 벌인다고 하면 충분히 이 지구를 살릴 수 있다고 제가 생각을 합니다. 어서 속히 우리 사랑하는 미래의 꿈나무들도 채식을 하면서 성인병 예방뿐만 아니고 지력적으로 체력적으로 아주 탁월한 그런 우리 자녀들이 됐으면 좋겠어요. 그래서 이 채식은 미션, 패션, 비전을 가지고 해야 될 가장 중요한 운동이라고 생각합니다. Be veg, go green, save the planet.
마침 그 기후변화 클라이밋 체인지가 바로 우리 옆에 와 있고 굉장히 중요한 일이면 또 제가 WMO 집행이사기 때문에 굉장히 관심을 많이 갖고 있는데 그것을 주제로 이렇게 스프림 TV에서 이런 컨퍼런스를 하고 있다는데 굉장히 자긍심을 가지고 또 오늘 참석하신 분들이 제가 한 내용에 공감을 조금이라도 많이 했으면 좋겠다. 그래서 이 안보 차원으로 다뤄야 되는 문제고 우리만의 문제가 아니고 인류만의 문제가 아니고 지구 전체의 문제이기 때문에 같이 심각하게 생각해서 그 해결책을 찾자 하는데 조금이라도 제가 도움이 됐다 그러면은 참 무한한 영광으로 생각합니다. 굉장히 기쁘게 생각합니다. 아까 말씀드린 대로 채식이 거기에 중요한 역할을 하는 것은 저도 틀림없다고 생각합니다. 제 마음을 담아서 자료들을 가지고 얘기한 것이기 때문에 심각성을 가지고 안보 문제로 생각해서 지구를 지켜주셨으면 감사하겠습니다.
저도 채식주의자니까 와서 저기 지구 어떻게 보호하는지 왔거든요. 와서 들어보니까 더 적극적으로 계속 채식해야 되고 다른 사람한테도 알려줘야 되고 아주 중요한 운동이에요.
저는 그 환경 오염의 심각성을 느껴가지고 열심히 채식을 해요. 나 한 사람으로 인해서 지구가 많이 바뀔 수 있다는 거에서 학생이지만 지구를 살릴 수 있다는 점에서 많은 희망을 얻었고요. 열심히 해야겠다고.
그러셨어요?
예. 지구 온난화가 더 심각해져가지고 빨리 주변 사람들을 더 많이 채식하게 해야 해요. 열심히 해야겠다.
강력한 그 정부 차원에서의 법적 제재를 가할 수 있는 어떤 그런 조치 혹은 뭐 우리 같으면은 대학에서 그 충분한 자료를 가지고 학생들한테 충분히 그 설득이 되도록 도움을 줄 필요가 있겠죠. 여하튼 지금 상황으로는 너무 느리다. 만약 그게 그렇게 심각하다면은 그리고 오늘 그게 그 심각하다는 것을 깨달았으니까 좀 더 빠른 속도로 강력한 대응을 해야 되겠다 이런 생각입니다. 이 TV에서 강조하고 있는 것 중에 지구 온난화 문제라든가 그렇지 않으면은 지금 그 아주 그 재앙이 닥칠지도 모르는 그런 문제를 해결해야 되겠다라고 하는 사회적인 문제, 환경적인 문제 그런 그 두 측면이 동시에 존재하는 것 같아요. 환경 문제는 시급하니까 누구나가 관심을 가지고 해결해야 되겠다. 여하튼 이 TV는 교양적으로 뭐 시사적으로 도움이 되는 거로 생각이 됩니다. 많이 보겠습니다.
정말 저는 채식을 해야만이 저도 많이 변화가 되고 있고요. 많은 사람들이 채식을 해야만이 지구 온난화를 막을 수 있고 지구를 살릴 수 있다라는 생각을 합니다. 그래서 전 채식과 함께 명상을 같이 해서 우리 아이들에게 좋은 지구를 줄 수 있게끔 하는데 동참하고자 하는 마음이 지금 아주 간절하게 많이 크고 있습니다.
I think it's great to have so many people gathered together who all, really believe that we can do something to save the planet. I've thought about the issue of vegetarianism a lot, as well as organic food, sustainable farming practice. All of that is really important. We mustn't wait for the government to bring in some law that says factories have to reduce pollution or something. And if we all do a small thing, reduce our meat consumption, be concerned about organic food, whether our food has been imported from another country, and just how much energy has gone into our daily life. If we can reduce those things, that will make a huge difference. So I think that's the most important thing, to remember that the individual is powerful here. Be veg, go green, and save the planet.